today I'm going to be talking about how to master your backside board slide. Yeah! Now, this trick is super easy. However, I see a lot of people struggling to get it dialed. It's actually one of the most common questions I get is people wondering how to really dial in their backside board slides. So I'm going to be giving you guys a couple tips, a couple life hacks on what I do to make sure that I get to the end of the rail while doing backside board slides. However, I do have a bunch of other videos where I talk about specifically how to just board slide a rail, extra tips on board slides. So go into the intermediate section on the app where I have a bunch more videos. This is going to be more particular on someone who kind of already knows how to board slide. I know I wish I was demonstrating this on the snow right now, but currently it's not winter for me. I was just antsy to make this video. For this video, I'm going to demonstrate while standing up. It's going to be a little bit easier to show you guys how to do this when I can actually demonstrate rather than just trying to find B-roll and talk about it. So this video, it also applies if you're goofy or regular. Just realize that, like, say I'm talking about goofy, it applies to regular riders, just vice versa, if that makes sense. So one of the most common things I see when people try to do a board slide is they're coming into the rail, say I'm riding goofy and the rail's right here, they just hop onto it like this. Okay, straight legs, shoulders parallel, they're just sliding the rail just like this. Now, the first problem right here, their knees are not bent, okay? The first tip I could give anyone when doing a board slide is bend your knees, okay? If you can get in that attack position, the more stable you'll be on the rail, okay? If I'm trying to balance on a rail like this, it makes it that much harder. While I'm like this, my center of gravity is a little bit lower. It's just a lot easier to stay in an attack position and get to the end of the rail. So make sure you're keeping your knees bent. Next tip. I always see people hop on the rail and the rail being right in the middle of their board. Now, is that a bad thing? No. However, if you're just learning how to board slide, it's easier to lock in with landing when the rail is directly under 1 foot, if that makes sense. So instead of the rail being right in between my legs, it's more right here. What this does is it allows me to balance a lot easier, right? I can now put all the weight on, say, my right leg here, and it's gonna lock me into the end of the rail. Versus when I'm like this, I have to do like a balance exercise just to get to the end of the rail. So practice, I'm coming in, knees bent, hop in, and just put all my weight right there, right into that leg, and I'm just getting to the end of the rail. So, next tip. Now this is probably one of the most important tips, and you guys should really start applying this, and it is counter rotation. Another problem I see, someone hops on the rail, their shoulders are parallel with their board. Now what happens there is it's super hard to balance and super hard to get to the end of the rail when you have to do this, right? And it's honestly bad form. A tip is, you don't move your shoulders. You're coming into the end of the rail, all you do is move your board. So that shoulder stays parallel with the rail technically, right? So I'm coming in to that rail, boom. And all I do is just push out that back foot and like push my front shoulder towards the bottom of that rail. What that does is it gives my body a counter rotation. My legs are one way, my shoulders are another way. It puts all my weight right onto that front foot to make it easier to slide, and it allows me to give more minute weight distributions rather than my shoulders being like this, more open. It's so much easier to go to one side. When I'm like this, I'm engaged, I'm lower, my knees are bent, and I can just slide to that end of the rail a lot easier. Always look at the end of the rail, okay? If you guys aren't getting on that rail and staring at the end of the rail, you won't get to it. I always say in all my videos, lead with your head. If you're doing a 360, turn with your head. Same with it in a rail. Look at the end of the rail the entire time. Speed. Speed is your friend. The faster you go, the less time you have to balance on the rail. So go faster, okay? Because if you go slow, you literally are gonna be doing this. You're gonna be balancing on that rail and it's gonna be harder to get to the end of it. If you have the good form, your knees are bent, all you do is pushing that back foot up, keeping your shoulders parallel with that rail, and you're going fast, you're gonna get to the end of that rail no problem. And lastly, a little bonus tip, okay? Once you get your board sides down pretty solid, try doing a lip on. So that means you're coming in and the rail's actually in front of you, so your toe side, and you're jumping over, and you just swing that back foot over and lock in into the rail on that front foot again. This makes it a lot easier to just get onto that front foot. I have found is doing a lip on. So practice both ways, get both dialed, and anyway, I hope these tips help. Yo, thank you for watching this video. If you're liking this content, then you're definitely gonna like what's coming next. My Pocket Coach team and I have been developing something super sick. We're about to release Pocket Coach V2, which once was just a snowboarding coaching app, is now turning into a coaching platform, allowing you to be able to create a premium community or course within our app. Whether you're a surfer, snowboarder, skier, mountain biker, you're gonna be able to turn your knowledge into profit within our platform. I'm definitely gonna be building my snowboard community within the app, so if you're interested in joining that, then click the waitlist link in the description and get early signed up. But if you're also interested in becoming a future coach or building your community on the app, then click the same link and click the coach form, and that will allow you to early sign up as a coach or a future partner with Pocket Coach. So yeah, stoked that you liked the video, and have a good one.